your doom. Get her! I'll finish off Power Glide.
Let me go, you dirtbags!
Hey guys, welcome back for today's unboxing video, which is a Transformers video and a continuation basically of the previous video in which I unboxed the thrust and also took out the box of sea spray, which I will be transforming in a later video. And this video will be about another cone head, which is going to be inside this box. But before I get into that, I just want to revisit Red Alert, because if you've seen that unboxing video, this part, his shoulder cannon, was already like broken in the box, so it seems like a wrong manufacturing of this little device. I got into contact with the seller, and he told me, well, I'll just send you a replacement part. So I got that in as well. This is what it's supposed to be, what it's supposed to look like, and this is what Red Alert is supposed to look like with the proper shoulder cannon. So there's that. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Sometimes complaining to a seller actually helps, and they do proper customer support and send you the missing item or the broken item. So yeah, Red Alert is fully completed now, so that's pretty cool. And let's dig into the next cone head. Probably gonna get as messy as the previous one, which was pretty bad. But the way this seller wraps his goods inside fully taped up a styrofoam box is very nice. Like yeah, I gotta commend him for that. The product itself was a little bit iffy. Like it looks really cool. The articulation is pretty good on this character, I gotta say, but there are some pretty loose joints here and there, and it overall just feels kind of cheapish. But I do like the way it looks, and I hope this cone head will be sort of the same, with hopefully a little bit stronger joints on it, but we'll see about that. I got my expectations low, so I cannot be disappointed in that. So this one is also from MAKETOYS or MAKETOYS, MTRM-17 booster, which is RAMJET. And I never owned this one in G1. I did own Thrust, so that one was pretty nostalgic for me. But this one, I did not own it, and none of my friends owned it. So yeah, I'm kind of curious what it will look like. It's basically, or that's what I'm expecting, the same mold as Thrust, apart from the wings part, which should be a bit different in the transformation, but we'll see how that goes. So let me just get rid of most of the styrofoam. And then dig in unboxing this guy. So yeah, we got basically the same accessories, just different color of the closing up panel. Same color of blast effects. I would have actually kind of preferred it if they have done that in a different color. I think that would have been cool. This is the back side of the box. Pretty dark, looks pretty dark. I'm kind of curious what type of red the wings will be, because these are pretty dark, like maybe even darker than Thrust is what it looks like. Where I thought that Thrust was more of a dark red color and RAMJET was more red. Like this. So yeah, I had some trouble in transforming Thrust. I couldn't get it done, and the space on my phone ended up running out. So yeah, yeah, that was a pretty bad recording, and I'm expecting for me to be able to do this transformation. Yeah, I had to look it up, how to transform it, and it should still be sort of fresh in my mind. So I think I'll be able to do this one, but we'll see. So it looks like the accessories are pretty much the same. We got 4 faceplates. I'll try and show you guys without them dropping from my hand, which I probably will be doing, but let me see how I can do this properly. So we got 4 faces right here, and the main difference being the red eyes instead of the yellow eyes, which Thrust had. And I think the looks are about the same, even though I do think that this one is different from the ones I got with Thrust. But I will probably be using this one, I think. So yeah, there's the faceplates. And all the other things are basically the same apart from this part being white. We get the 2 arm laser guns, or I think they are called null rays, but I'm not sure about that. Then we get these rocket launcher things twice, and these 2 little rockets, which you can put right here. Oh, took one part. Too many of. There we go. So you can have a shorter rocket launching, missile launching device. But I'll just be using this, even though I do think that this might look cool on. This one might look cool on RAMJET as well, but it's really big, so I'm gonna have to see what that looks like. But I might choose for this one. The little stand thing with all kinds of ratchets, angling and whatnot, and the 2 blaster packs. As for RAMJET himself, this is what he looks like. The white and red figure, his wings are actually a little bit lighter than they look like on the box, and brighter than Thrust as well. So yeah, let me just extend this guy and go through it in robot mode, and then take a look at the transformation and see what the plane looks like. But first I'll change the camera angle. Alright, so I got RAMJET right here for you guys. There are some differences, of course, between this guy and Thrust. Thrust had different colors of the shoulder parts, which were red on Thrust, and this guy just is all black. The kneecaps, of course, have a different coloring. Thrust had red and yellow here. This guy is just all black and white. I'm not sure about how to do the wings, whether to position them to the back or to the side. I think I'll be going for like halfway halfway to the back, I guess. I think this doesn't look that nice. This little, they tried to shift it downwards a little bit. I think I might move it to the back. Actually, I didn't even notice that, but I think that looks a little bit better. Can I move this? Don't think I can. So articulation wise, he should be the same as thrust, but in case you didn't see that video, very nice movable head, like 360 around. You can pivot him to the back, a little bit to the front and side to side, so that's very nice. You can give him all kinds of looks with that. The arms, you can move them basically in 360 all around, but there is a little bit of kibble here on the back, and that prohibits it to move like all the way 360 in a straightened. What happened there? I don't know where this came from, but yeah, that prohibits it to do a full 360, but the mechanism allows you to do a 360. Then we have an extension to the side, which is basically 90 degrees. We have a bicep swivel as long as you pull the arm all the way out. We have a double jointed elbow. Highly articulated fingers. They look pretty fragile and they're all on ball joints, stuck to the hand, so they can drop off if you're too rough with it. But like basically 3 digits or 3 parts that can move on every finger apart from the thumb. We have a bicep swivel. Oh, what's that? Where did this come from? Oh yeah, it's this little skirt thing. Just click that in there again. So you can basically move his torso 360 around, as long as you take this little kibble part out of the way. What's that? Oh, it keeps dropping off. Then for the legs, they are quite bendy. You can move them like past 90 degrees. Like give them a real karate kick to the front, 90 degrees. If you move this part out of the way, you get a 90 degrees to the back as well. This is not the most stable hinge there is. The same goes on thrust. Like if you want to give him a pretty wide spread with his legs, he does tend to fall through it and slip out of the way. But it is a very he's very agile, but some of the joints are not that sturdy, so that's a bit too bad. We get a double jointed knee as well, so you can bend all the way to the back. It's very nice. And we get a little ankle movement as well right here, and you can dip his toes if you want to do that. This little mechanism is the most troublesome on the whole robot. Like this is very pretty loose. It's more tight on this guy than it was on thrust, but it's still very loose. So I was able to tighten it up a bit on thrust with the screwdriver. I think this one needs a little adjustment as well. But yeah, there wasn't a lot of moving space on the screw, so I could just adjust it slightly, but not all the way. Not as tight as I would have hoped. Yeah, and that's it for movability, for articulation. Like I said on the video on thrust, the ideas are great. Like he's got really good movability, postability. He looks pretty cool. The aesthetics are cool, but some of the joints are just not good enough. Like they are too loose, and that's really too bad. And the plastic feels a little bit cheapish as well. But you don't see it. You can hear it, you can feel it, but you don't really see it. It's not bad on the aesthetic part, the plastic they used, but yeah, I think the figures look pretty cool. What I'm seeing on this guy, maybe that's because he doesn't have a different color of the shoulders. That's a little bit lacking in detail. Maybe they could have added some detail on it. Maybe I should just put a Decepticon logo on it. I don't know, but it looks a little bit empty. But I didn't really notice it on thrust, so it might be because of the color. Maybe it's a little bit too boring with just being black right there. And there's also, I almost skipped that, for the transformation you need to tuck his hand in, and if it's turned around properly, you can basically give him a little wrist twist as well. You can turn his wrist around like this, and if it's aligned properly, you can also, oh, there goes the thumb. Like I said, if you're too rough with the fingers, they might fall off, so be wary of that. You can give him sort of a wrist movement as well. But it's only in certain positions. But it is a movement, so yeah, I just wanted to cover that. He does have a back crunch, but it leaves a big gaping hole here. And I wouldn't recommend it because it's probably gonna fall backwards because of the looseness of the joints. And you can give him a sort of a little ab crunch if you pull him up a little bit, like release the mechanism and then make him drop over his pelvis. You get a bit of an ab crunch. But yeah, that's it for movability on this guy. I'm gonna be transforming it into airplane mode. See if I can actually do it this time around, and then give you guys the looks of what the plane looks like. So yeah, let's go. I'll be starting off with taking off the guns. And on thrust I started off with the legs, but from what I saw it's better to start off with the cockpit and tucking the arms in and then move on to the legs. So I guess I'll just be doing that. There's a nice little turning around movement right here to put the cockpit in a proper place, and the same has to be done with this little part. So you have to pull it out, move it around, and then tuck it in like this, which is pretty cool engineering. I was pretty surprised to see that with the transformation of thrust. I'm missing a part of the cockpit, I guess. Alright guys, I guess this is it for RAMJET. There's only basically one real difference in the transformation with this guy, which is the way you're supposed to do his wings. With thrust you had 2 sliders and you had to flip them around, but with RAMJET that's not the case because his wings are more lower to his legs, so they're basically already in the right proper position, but they do split up this part from the rest of the wings. So this part ends up right behind his back, and these bigger wing parts end up right next to his legs. But this is what he looks like. On the wings he has only 2 holes for the gun, so where with thrust you could also use these on his wings. You can replace these with these, but you can't put all 4 on them on this character. I don't really care about that. I'm not going to use it in airplane mode anyways. The cool thing about the transformation is with this guy and with thrust, like they put all kinds of small pegs here and there on the to make the transformation into airplane mode, to tidy it up, and like the wings peg in here, and like that's very nice. I wish I would have done that in robot mode as well, because the robot mode is a lot less stable than the airplane mode is, but it looks really cool in airplane mode. I thought the same of thrust as well, so yeah, they did a really good job in making the airplanes. The robots do have their little downsides to them, but yeah, this is what RAMJET looks in airplane mode. I hope you guys enjoyed this. There will be some videos and photos right after this recording, putting the robot in different positions, putting the airplane on the little pedestal thing. So yeah, be on the lookout for that right after this. And oh wait, I had to push these down still, but it's just minor. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and the next video will probably be sea spray. I think I'm gonna be doing sea spray next, or maybe I'll just be unpacking this one, which I will still be keeping a secret who's gonna be inside here. But they're both X-Transbots. I've had one X-Transbot before, and that was which one was that again? I don't even remember. Don't think it was Cyclonus. Oh, it was Scourge, right? So Scourge, the X-Transbots. I like the X-Transbots. I heard this sea spray is one of the better ones, so I'm kind of curious about that. I think I'll be doing sea spray, but I might be doing this one. I'll see what I feel like doing tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining, and I hope to see you guys for the next video. Later.